Hi, this is Brad with ProLight Gear, and the last bivy we're going to talk about is the 3-wire bivy. This is by Big Agnes. It is the heaviest one, and arguably the most roomy and most efficient for me. This is the one I own personally, because I'm a bigger guy and I like having nothing on my face. So this one actually has a pole set up for it, and stakes. I never take the stakes with me. I usually just tie to something else. I never include those in the weight. The weight for this bivy weighs in at 2 pounds even, which is heavy. But if you leave the stakes at home, leave the stuff sacks at home, mine weighs 1 pound 12 ounces. And they give you gigantic loops for all the 10 stakes, so you can either use your skis, logs you find, anything like that. The pole system, very easy to assemble. All the stuff sacks come with reflective cords, so you can find them in your pack very nicely. They use the hub system that Big Agnes uses on most of their tents. So everything's all hooked together so you can't lose a pole. It's very simple. Little end up front, big end and back, 2 on the sides. Place in these grommets. And this is almost not a bivy sack. I mean, this is almost a small tent at this point. This little piece goes on there. It does have a reflective tie out as well, so you can see it at night very easily. And it has these plastic clips, which Big Agnes uses on a lot of their tents. I'm not sure if we can zoom in to see these or not. We'll do a close-up shot here in a minute of the entrance and the zippers, so we'll get another chance to see those. But really, very, very easy to put together. And there's a ton of room in this bivy sack. I mean, there is 90 inches of usable space. I can lay in here with my feet at one end. My head stops about here, and I can put my arms fully above me and not have them touch the very back end of this. So you have a little bit of room for gear storage, which I like. To get into this, you undo the zipper, and you'll notice the zipper comes down to about where your knees are in the bivy sack. So if it's a nice night, you have nice mesh right here. You can get a good ventilated night's sleep. This is 3-layer E-vent on the red portion and a bathtub bottom, polyurethane coated nylon on the bottom. What I like about this bivy sack versus some of the others, I have spent too many nights miserable getting rained on, where you're just breathing stale air over stale air because you can't get enough ventilation. The beak on this bivy sack really takes care of that, because you can zip up to the point where you still have this portion open to there, and if it's raining, no rain is going to hit in this section here, so you constantly get ventilated air the entire time. We're going to stop the video here for a second, turn it back on. I'll just show you how big this bivy is. I'm going to crawl inside it here. So, when I was talking about just how big this bivy sack is, I mean, it is actually quite large. Let me get out of here. Normally there's a touch more room in here than this, but just to show the sheer volume of this bivy, we can fit 2 people in here, which none of the other bivvies you could possibly do that. And it wasn't uncomfortable, but it wouldn't be fun for a whole night. But you can actually fit 2 people in there. Alright, and like I said before, here's the close-up version so you can kind of see more of the features a little better, except being so far away. Bathtub bottom does have fully taped seams, so you're not going to get wet from any water underneath or on snow. A really nice layer of no Seeum tent mesh. And just to show exact size of this, I'm going to crawl in here again without Adam, just because. So my feet are all the way at the bottom. You wouldn't want to do that in a sleeping bag, just because, but I am 6'2", and I have plenty of room inside here to store a little bit of gear above my head, or if I wanted to read a book, I can be on my elbows reading and my head only slightly touches or barely touches. It's actually a very roomy space to be in. And I own this one personally. I spent a lot of nights out in it, And I've never felt claustrophobic. I never felt like the walls were closing in on me. I guess that's the definition of claustrophobia, but I like it a lot. If you have any questions, please feel free to email us at info@prolightgear.com, or feel free to call us at 406-582-0508. Thanks for watching.